AI is a powerful tool.
This summit can help ensure that artificial intelligence charts a course that benefits humanity and bolsters our shared values.
Welcome to AI for Good, the leading action-oriented, global and inclusive United Nations platform on AI. Organized by ITU, in partnership with 40 UN sister organizations, and co-convened with Switzerland. The goal of AI for Good is to identify practical applications of AI to advance the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and scale those solutions for global impact. In today's session, we're counting on you to use the live video wall feature to ask questions and post comments to help create an engaging discussion. We encourage you to stay until the end to chat, connect, ask questions, and network with our distinguished panelists and world-class AI experts in the neural network. It is now time to kick off the session and welcome our first speaker. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Anna. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the AI for Good Innovation Factory session. My name is George Choi from the ITU, and the Innovation Factory is a part of the AI for Good initiative, and it's a global AI startup pitching platform that is designed to help startups grow and scale up their innovative AI solutions to achieve the SDGs by providing the various business opportunities and mentoring services and matchmaking with potential business partners and some of the prizes, and et cetera, et cetera. Today's Innovation Factory is the first session of this year program, and there will be 4 preliminary sessions this year, including today's session. The best teams from all these sessions will be invited to the grand final, which will take place in Geneva, Switzerland on 7 July this year during the AI for Good Global Summit. And I believe this is a really, really great opportunity for the finalists because they will be able to pitch their technology and solutions in front of the world-renowned AI experts from around the world, and investors, and also high-level government officials and the UN agencies. And also they will be invited to all VIP exclusive networking events where they can meet in the various potential business partners as well. So the winner of today's session and the second session will be directly invited to the grand final. And then after the second session, our judges will select one more team among those 2 second-place teams. So today we have really, really wonderful startups, and I'm very, very excited to see their pitch, and also good luck to all of these guys. So, okay, so firstly, let me introduce our judges today. So the first judge from our judge board is Ms. Noor Riyad. So you can open your camera here. So Noor is from Fondation Genevoise pour l'Innovation Technologique, FONGIT, as Geneva Foundation for Innovation Technologies, which actually supports the deep tech startups in the canton of Geneva. So Noor, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and also what areas FONGIT focuses currently?
Of course. Thank you, Joss. So hello, everyone. My name is Noor. I'm really happy to be here today. I'm a marketing, communications, and events manager at FONGIT. So FONGIT is Switzerland's premier innovation platform. It specializes in supporting deep tech ventures. So our mission at FONGIT is to empower entrepreneurs to successfully transform technologies and inventions into successful business. delivering economic and social values to Geneva. So Fongit is currently supporting over 150 startups. We provide full service support, coaching, and the funding, most importantly, through our Fongit Innovation Fund platform. So thank you so much for having me, and I can't wait to hear all the pitches. Thank you.
Great, thanks a lot. So we are also looking for the further collaboration between the ITU and the Fongit to really scale up the really great startups that's based in Switzerland and also especially Geneva area. Thank you very much. All right, so and then secondly, we have Mr. Vitaly Klaban. So Vitaly is also a serial entrepreneur, and he is also a technology architect, and he has advised and has mentored hundreds of tech startups in Europe. And he's himself also a really successful founder of a startup as well. So Vitaly, can you tell us a bit about your expertise in the AI field and also startup scene as well? I think Vitaly, you are on mute.
Yeah, I'm Chief Technical Officer at Everynet, and Everynet builds and operates large-scale sensor networks that are dedicated to the sensor data acquisition, or IoT. So, and within the Every network, I'm also part of the community called TinyML, which is a machine learning on a very small devices, such as microcontrollers, sensors, and so on. My hobby is the technical startup due diligence for the venture funds. So, and as part of my hobby, I reviewed hundreds of startups like for many years. Hopefully, I could help you judging in this session today.
Thank you very much, Vitaly. So your hobby is not just a hobby, it's a really great professional work to help startups. So thanks a lot for your time today as well. All right, so let me introduce also Mr. Mustafa Gado. So he is a venture developer and also a super startup enthusiast, and that he's also the World Economic Forum Global Shaper. So Mustafa, please tell us about your current role and activities, especially related to the startup scene, please.
Thanks, Josh. Thank you for having me. Pleasure to be here. So my name is Mustafa Gado. I'm based out of Berlin. I'm a venture developer at Creative Dark, which is a corporate venture building firm. Basically, we help corporates to bring innovation and build digital ventures for them to disrupt their own industries. I've been in the startup and venture industry for over a decade now, between Middle East and recently in Europe as well. And I was directly and indirectly involved in building multiple ventures as an entrepreneur and now as a venture developer, helping corporates. I do work with a couple of startups in different countries in the capacity of being a mentor and advisor, and particularly helping them get investment ready. So looking forward to meet all the startups today and wish them all the best. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mustafa, for your great contributions to your the commitment to this program. Thanks a lot again for your time as well. All right, great. So thanks a lot again for all our judges for taking your time. And I'm so happy to have such a great, amazing judge board today. Okay, so now let's move on to this pitching competition. The first team is Scrapace from Nigeria. The Scrapace is a clean tech startup building a decentralized material recovery network. And today we have Boluwatif Arewa, who is the founder and CEO of Scrapace. So Boluwatif, if you're ready, and then stage is yours, so please share your screen, and then you've got 5 minutes, and then 10 minutes Q&A will be followed.
All right, thank you, Josh. I'll be sharing my screen right away. All right, greetings, everyone. My name is Boluwatif, co-founder of Scrapace. And Scrapace is building a system that allows for optimizing informal recycling value chain for profitability. And I'll be taking us through this. What's the problem? And I know as of today, across African primarily developing nations, less than 4% recycling rate is achieved. And to make the problem much more worse, compared to America, the core people who are the informal recycling persons, similar to Alimatu that you have on screen, earns less than $40 in an entire month for doing this very critical work. And that is where, Scrappies comes in. And we have developed a system which is more or less an end-to-end system that allows us to recover waste from the source and also empower people like Kalimatu that you saw on my previous slide, who are the core people, empowering this system. And what we've done is to build a system that allows for literally anybody. So today, Josh, you can decide to start up your own mini recyclable collection system on Scrappies as an agent without any prior understanding. And this is what our technology has, made possible, right? So on the one end, we are building what refers to as recycling as a business, which makes literally anybody, people like Kalimatu currently are in the business or just new person, to use their space, basically their garage, their compound, to temporarily store recyclables and start running business by paying people for their recyclables. And also on the other end, allows individuals, businesses, enterprises to get value, for their recyclables. And because we understand the market that we play in, which is primarily there's limited internet access, and we're building systems and solutions that people are very well accustomed with. So things like a USS system, which is totally offline, a WhatsApp bot system, which literally everybody has access to. And from this system, they're able to make pickup requests, interact with our wallet, because across all our solutions, we have a wallet system which basically works with your phone number. So from here, they can make transactions, make a cup request, and also, gain access to our system. And on the other end, these are people running the business, whom refers to as agents, who are using their space. They use a combination of our mobile app and our IoT system, which speak wirelessly with our solution, for inventory management, processing collection, calculating payments, and doing a host of other things. All right, and for our enterprise clients, we give them access to our dashboard system that allows them, do carbon, emission savings, allow them to gain marketing insight to where their products are being consumed more, and also, are able to also do basic analytics. All right, and the question will be that, okay, how does Scrappies make money? As of today, we make about 80% in commissions for every recyclable that we collect, which we collect across about 13 different material types as we speak today. We get an 18% of the last sales value because we sell these items to off-takers who use them as their own raw material for production. All right, so because we also have a wallet system integrated across all our solution, which was built internally, we take a very minute transactional charge for moving money to bank, buying airtime, insurance, and a couple of bills that you can do on our system. And for our enterprise clients, we're currently introducing a subscription and also currently working on our carbon credit methodology. All right, so over the past few months, we've covered over 520 1,000 kilogram of recyclables, and we have over 10,000 user base, and we've processed transactions through our wallet system of over 125,000. And what we've seen over a space of 3 months for every agent that join us, we've seen our income shoot with over 45% growth. All right, so this speaking to our competition landscape, and what we've used to differentiate ourselves are these core 4 things I have on my screen, which are what refers to as recycling as a business, which means that literally anybody can start up their own mini recycling business. We refer to it as an autoplay system. All right, so we have a wallet system integrated across all our solutions from our USSD and across board, and also an end-to-end integration from where the waste is generated from the source down to the final off-taker who uses them to produce, other things. And also we have an IoT integration that allows this process to run seamlessly. All right, so speaking to the market size, currently we are speaking to the current market that we're operating, which is Nigeria. Our SOM over is about 384 million USD, and we're looking to, get in the next 3 years about 25, million USD. Right, and speaking to the team, myself and my co-founder here, we've known each other for over 12 years now, and we have a team of advisors from NPK Capital, Google, Loya VC, who have also invested in us. Right, so we're currently raising a seed round of 750k USD, and this will allow us over the space of 9 months to reach a 200k MRR, and we're currently using SAVE, as an investment instrument. Over the next few months, we are looking not only to move from sub-Saharan markets, but into other developing nations who face similar problem, which currently have contact in Southeast Asia, Latin America, and other markets. All right, so these are a few of our partners that are currently supporting us. All right, thank you for your time. Scrap those space.
Thank you, Bolu. You were perfectly on time. Thanks a lot for your 5-minute presentation. Okay, so now let's move on to the Q&A. So you can stop sharing the screen here. So I just would like to give a really free floor to our judges. If any of the judges want to have questions, just turn on your camera and then ask questions.
Just a quick one. Thank you, Boatif, for presenting. I'm sorry, I might have missed this part, but have you raised any money before, angel money or?
Yes, we have.
So this is a seed round, Series A. What is how much you've raised before, if I may ask?
Okay, so cumulatively, we've raised about 320,000 USD. That's from direct investment and also grants.
Okay, and according to this round that you're raising, you said 750, if I'm not mistaken. If you can just elaborate more about your plan for the runway 9 months, is what is your plan? What are the next steps that you're planning to do with the raise round?
Okay, amazing, thank you. So we're currently looking to expand into 2 African nations. In fact, that's the training works. We're currently expanding into Uganda and also South Africa, right? Because we have currently, I was also in South Africa a few weeks ago, because it's also to also help us with our product expansion. We currently have a couple of products that we need to build, things like Scrappy's Move, which also helps our logistics system to also quit for our expansion, and also we're also looking to expand our team and also source for more IoT system, because we currently give this IoT system on a pay-go model, because we're ensuring that there is a very limited barrier to entry for all of our agents.
Okay, one more, if you allow me. Just how about your also, I might miss this because you were trying to stay in time, which is a good thing.
All right.
Your month-over-month growth rate at the moment, and how much revenue you're making at the moment.
Okay, so over the past quarter, our average revenue is about 10,600 USD month and month. For our growth rate, in terms of user base, we've been growing also at about 12.2% month and month for user base growth.
12%.
Yes.
Amazing. Okay, that's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you. Yep.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes, so thank you so much for your presentation. So I wanted to ask, are there any quality control mechanisms or vetting when it comes to the collectors to ensure a smooth collection and transport process? Will you consider implementing some sort of training for the collectors?
Amazing, thank you. And it shows that you're really following what I was saying. So for every collector or agent that we onboard in, there's what we refer to as an in-app training. It's called Scrappy's Academy. They can either do it physically, we run very few ones, but the major one is in-app. So we train them across how the product works, the material type they have to collect, and how the system works in whole, right? And also we use what we call an end-to-end check system, which means that you don't get paid until those items are moved off to you. So you are using your capital. Literally, we say that it's your business. You are basically providing the technology and the ecosystem support for you to be able to do it. So it's until we come around to off-take those items, that's when we are paid back your capital and also your own, earnings, which refers to as commission. And on average, our agent earns between 35 to 60% in terms of commission, which means that if they use 100, USD to do their business, they are going to earn about 135 to 160, USD, which, is something great, within the ecosystem.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So, and what's exactly proprietary in your product? So, because I believe that there are recycling companies in Africa, right?
Yeah,
and
correct.
Why cannot they just do the same thing as you do?
Amazing.
They have the capital and everything, right?
Yeah. Thank you for your question. And I will go about it in 2 different ways. The first way is our model, right? It's called a decentralized model, which means that the closest to this is in an adjacent market called mobile money, which allows for individuals to use their own space and their own, system to run recycling business. You can check it up. We are literally the only one that does that, and we build the system in such a way that literally anybody can start up their own mineral recycling business. refer to it as recycled as a business. Secondly, our system, which we are currently trying to pretend, we allow you to be able to collect what refers to as household items, things like, your bad AC, your bad freezer, and all of that, because we built a system internally that allows for the valuation of that thing. We're also currently integrating for you to also be able to use, just basically by snapping that thing, it generates the recyclable value of that thing, right? I don't have too much time, but I can explain, deeper on how that works. And also, we built a system that allows for an end-to-end integration. Our system does not just cover from, just collecting it, but right from the source when you generate the waste to the final off-taker, right? Which also give them access into, analytics, and also it's an end-to-end solution from the source, right, to, where the recyclable waste is finally being used. And also, if I have the chance, we also have a wallet system integrated across all our solution. So today, if you are within where we operate, once I have your phone number as of today, I can basically pay you. So within all our system, our user basically uses their phone number, which also allows us to integrate on the bank and unbanked people across board, because they really don't need any bank again. Once we have your phone number, they can, get paid, and even without internet on their, non-feature phone, they can access their money. In fact, we are currently airing things like insurance and all of that, because the wallet system is built ubiquitously internally. So those are the few, structural things that we have in place.
Okay.
Just one last question, if you will. How do you see how can you utilize artificial intelligence in your solution to give you a push in growth? How do you see this?
Okay, so
something you could be fitted in.
Yeah, thank you. So in fact, that's one of the core things that we're doing. In our current system, we currently just manually do identification of the material type that we're currently collecting, especially the composite items, things like maybe bad AC, bad electronics and the like that we use. But currently we are structuring to use artificial intelligence using image recognition and all for us to be able to generate the pricing and all of that, which is currently in the works. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much again, Bulwati, for your excellent presentation. Also, really great answers to all those questions. And also, thanks a lot to our judges for really interesting and very important questions as well. So thanks a lot again. All right, so let's move to the second team. So second team is called Prokion from South Korea. The Prokion is an AI-based math ed tech startup that it ensures that all girls and boys around the world completed free, equitable, and also quality primary and secondary education, leading to the relevant and effective learning outcomes. So Jaeyoon Lee, who is the CEO and founder of Prokion, is here. So Jaeyoon, the floor is yours. So you've got 5 minutes, also 10 minutes Q&A, just like the previous one. So you can go ahead. So please share your screen.
Thank you. Just wait a minute, please. Hello, I'm Jaeyoon. Hello, I'm Jaeyoon Lee, founder of Prokion company. In this presentation, I will talk about our solution, Solvmate. Due to the pandemic,
just try to share your screen again.
지금 인터넷이 좀 잘 안 돼서 조금 나중에 해야 될 것 같습니다. 자꾸 끊기네요. 잠깐 제가 컴퓨터 좀 손 좀 보겠습니다.
Right. So yeah, his internet connection is a little unstable. If you don't mind, maybe Hugo, can you start now? Because Jaeyoon has a little bit of internet connection problem.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your understanding.
No worries. Okay, just let me share the screen, please. Okay, can you confirm sound and image?
Perfect.
Okay, so let's start.
Yes, you
Well,
have 5 minutes.
Hi, I'm Hugo, Talov CEO and co-founder. Did you know that in the last hour, 1,004 deaf and 620 blind people were born across all the world, and it's highly probable they will experience a challenge in daily life? Due to many reasons, everyday life isn't accessible for most of them. The challenge is huge, and we're tackling it while generating inclusive technology and opportunities for a social impact business. But how? We selected accessibility as a proof of concept into the B2C field, the most challenging scenario to test our technology. We use AI and mobiles to improve independence levels for people with disabilities in their daily life. Currently, with 2 apps that work without internet in real time and are compatible with up to 48 languages. Speakless is a digital assistant for deaf people, allows users to enhance communication levels with their surroundings by using computer hearing, camera-based sign language detection, and more. And Vision is a digital assistant for blind people, allowing users to improve interaction levels with their surrounding world by using computer vision, optical character recognition, GPS navigation, and many more. Our current B2C structure has a freemium plus subscription business model with 3 plans. The growth strategy is essentially digital and therefore highly scalable. The current B2C traction includes free and paying users in 86 countries, mainly Europe, North America, and Asia Pacific. This work has been recognized around the globe too, and we have achieved all of this organically. But the field to grow, as you can see, it's still quite big. When analyzing competitors, some scary names can come up, but we can be more adaptable and even faster. Our key differentiators are a strong AI foundation with no remote server dependency. That's crucial for real-time performance inside the device while taking care of user privacy. Our biggest strength, our team. We're a unique team of highly experienced people in software, AI, education, business, and accessibility. The specialists like Diana and Eric, they are both people with disabilities and contribute with their own academic background, but also with their great life experience in product research and development for their own communities. We have developed advanced computer vision and hearing, natural language processing, camera-based detailed movements recognition, and we are working too on our own digital gestures generation. We think it's high time to share our advanced technology with other organizations too by leveraging it into the B2B field through tools like API or SDK. We all know AI is huge and will continue growing fast. We will work to have a 1% of market share of AI sector by the end of this decade. A small but powerful number for a startup because it could mean strong and healthy businesses while causing an even bigger social impact across the globe. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. We are raising our pre-seed round to invest in our team, product, and generate sustainable growth. This is about not only technology, but about changing lives, as we have been doing since day one, but on a totally different scale. Our roadmap includes several stages we are planning to achieve over time with the strategic investments from people optimistic about the future, technology, and positive social impact. We have some crucial milestones in terms of product building, especially for the B2B field, but also into the B2C products to keep them in the future as the visible flagships of our core technology for an increasing user community. And here we are with our moonshots. Accurate surroundings description for blind people, no more communication barriers between deaf and hearing people by letting everybody understand all sign languages of the world without having to learn them previously. We have created the ultimate technologies for accessibility and AI, and you have the power to take them to the next level. But one more thing, as an AI company, our advanced tech tools can address many other industries even beyond today's imagination. So join us for endless possibilities, and let's leave this world much, much better than we found it. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Hugo, for your on-time presentation. All right, so Mustafa, you're the first. Yeah, please ask a question.
Thanks, Hugo. Thank you so much. I want to know more about your status quo now. How many users do you have? If you are pre-revenue, post-revenue, your growth level at the moment, and also, most importantly, the customer acquisition cost.
Okay, so our right now we have 50K downloads. Okay, we started in late 2019. Then in 2020, weird things happened and we have to pivot a lot of things. So right now we have 4,000 monthly active users, but those are free users because the app is free to download, and 400 paying subscribers to the premium plan. Okay,
so
to the paid
4,000 and 400.
And 400, yeah, it's the 10% of the monthly active users are already paying for the service. The lifetime value of our users, we have measured them along the last 12 months. Okay, and we have a cost of roughly $17 of cost acquisition, but the lifetime value it's roughly $31, $32 because many of them pay the monthly plan or the annual plan. We measure this more on the monthly basis because we are so novel that we can't measure like more than 1 or 2 years.
Sure.
But that's roughly.
I'm sorry, just if I missed the number, you said your lifetime value at the moment is calculated is €30, $30.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Okay, one last question about your subscription model. You said we have the freemium, and then you have 3 probably monthly, yearly, and lifetime. So
Yes.
There is a subscription to pay once in a lifetime.
Exactly, and 90% of those users are in Japan. They like to pay just one lifetime.
and this is something that is good for your unit economics if you end up with you said there's 60 million people with these needs in I don't know, in Europe or in UK or overall where the numbers coming from, but if they all went to this lifetime subscription, is that going to be good for your business?
I think yes, because the lifetime subscription considers like a lifetime value of 20 months, roughly, for considering a client that probably can subscribe month over month. If they pay a lifetime plan, they're paying like more than the current average lifetime value. So we see that as an option because many people don't like to pay in a recurrent way. And of course, we have noticed that is the case, for example, of Japanese users. They almost don't pay in a recurrent way. They just purchase the lifetime plan and that's it.
Okay, I'm sorry, one last question again. Have you taken any steps towards talking to insurance companies to make a case for them to consider this as something they can fund, or not fund, to be precise, that they can cover for their people, for their clients?
Insurance, did you say?
Yeah, I mean, if you let's say you're living in UK and you're privately insured or publicly insured, have you made any approach to these insurance companies to see if this could be a case where insurance companies would pay or would cover this for their customers if they have the needs?
Yes, of course. Actually, we started this in a very wrong approach in our country. And then we realized that trying to build global technology from a region, it's like giving the PS5 control to a baby and just expect to win everything at the first shots in the most difficult mode. So we then migrated all of our ideas during the pandemic, and we are right now speaking with countries like Singapore, Canada, in terms of that's an option, insurance companies, to cover the V2C sector. But we also want to cover the B2B, providing tools for other organizations to build their own solutions.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hello. Thank you so much for the presentation. I wanted to know, are you partnering with any disability organizations or advocacy groups to help promote your products or to reach your target audience?
Yeah, actually, we started by our own country. The local organizations helped us to land, I don't know if that's the correct word, but land many ideas in terms of development to the strict and hard reality. And that was our first big partnership with them, because we knew how to do properly the things, how to not launch whatever to the stores and build useful products. So right now, yes, we are partnering with organizations in Colombia, Brazil, in Chile, also here in Latin America and in other countries, especially for advocacy and for example, the sign language interpretation associations are crucial for us, because from a computer vision perspective, if you wanna assist blind people, for example, and build an object detector, a cat and a dog will be a cat and a dog in the almost 200 countries in the world. But a sign, a gesture will be different in each country. So we have to partner with each country association in order to build proper data sets, because our AI chain, it's totally vertical. I mean, we control everything from the data set building all the way through the deployment and public launch.
Perfect, thank you. I have a follow-up question. How is user data collected and stored? How do you ensure data privacy of your users?
Okay, right now the data collection, it's done offline, you know, like with those kind of communities. For example, the Ecuadorian associations of language interpreters provided us with a huge data set of thousands of videos of each category, and then we build the data sets. Okay, but all our AI works offline in the device, so we don't rely on remote server dependency on that kind of things. So in that way, we protect the privacy of our users. So the inference, the models, the data sets will never reach any barrier outside their own device. So that's how we think in the B2C field we can provide protection. In the B2B field, it's kind of different, because if we want to build an API or an SDK, we have to rely on the server. But of course, considering all the necessary measures in order to assure that kind of things, because we think privacy, it's crucial. It's one of the most important values in terms of the ethics of AI.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So typically for the this video recognition B2C projects, the infrastructure behind the AI part of it, or behind the machine learning part of it, is quite complex, because the reason for that in most cases are these privacy concerns, and also the necessity of the federated learning. Like, at the first step, you could probably have all of your models on the edge, but you still have to collect more and more data all the time, because if you don't do this, your models are drifting, and you are not improving your models, and it's impossible to make product that is right, from the beginning. So how do you think you're gonna address this complexity of the infrastructure, and how much money do you actually need for that?
That's actually a great question. It's not so easy to answer, but right now we started as the first stage of this. Consider providing people with base models that can recognize a base of number of gestures, and speaking specifically about gesture recognition, and a base number of signs of each country. For example, we right now have North America, Germany, Japan, and France. with not all the sign language, of course, but limited for the most used signs in the street, for example, because our product is intended for daily life usage. So right now we are on that first stage, providing with the base models. But our next step, how we can address the the improvements of the models, we want to make like a dynamically training structure in the cloud. So users, of course, that would have to be like controlled by some kind of organizations to approve which is the official sign or gesture, but that people from their own terminals can convert in providers of thousands of data to a general database, which can retrain some models, validate with some organizations, and deploy to the user and have like better models, because sign language are changing every time, and of course we think AI should evolve consistently with that pace.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're done with the presentations and the Q&A. So thanks a lot, Hugo, for your presentation again. So thanks a lot for your also succinct answers to the questions. All right. So let's move to the next team. Well, it seems like the Perky and the James still needs a little bit of time to fix this network. So if you don't mind, Lalit, maybe could you please do your presentation first, and then we move to the Perky, if it is okay for you. You're on mute, Lalit.
Yeah, Josh, can you hear me?
Sure. Okay, so you can share the screen. Also, you have 5 minutes as well, and then 10 minutes Q&A will be followed.
Yeah, just let me share my screen first. I wasn't prepared, but yeah, I don't mind going before. Cool. Just one second. Just a logistic check before I start. Can you see my screen?
Yes, perfect.
Awesome. And you can hear me loud and clear as well, right? I'll set up my watch quickly.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Good to go. So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lalit. I'm the founder and CEO of SenseGrass. We are a soil intelligence platform for the climate change. Currently, our environmental and the agriculture ecosystem face 3 major problems: the use of excessive chemical fertilizers, the lack of decision support because of the data, and a huge food loss because we're generating a lot of carbon emission. Unfortunately, this industry is such a manual industry because we don't have the right information of data. All the information which we have available right now it's available in the bits and pieces. And it's not just an environmental problem because we wasting a lot of food and not growing sufficient food to feed the entire population. Now imagine a tool that gives you a real-time soil insight data about the carbon and nutrition management from a first farm operating system. Yes, this is possible. After 2 years of research and 2 patents, we have designed the world first farm operating system that reduce your input cost up to 40% and increasing your yield up to 20% by providing a very personalized recommendations. So let me quickly tell you how the products works behind the scene. So we are the first company who process 4 types of proprietary data sets. We have our own patented soil sensor, which you can see on the screen, that goes into the field and measure the nutrition, carbon value, NPK, and all. So almost 12 parameters coming from the below the soil. Then we use the satellite imageries. These are hyperspectral private imageries, climate data, and the user input data. We take these 4 pieces of information to our second component, which is AI agronomist, and calculate hundreds of ideal data points in the silos to provide a very personalized granular recommendations to the corporates and farmers from all 360 degrees, below the soil, above the soil, climate, and input data. So you can see this is a real dashboard. It's a simple SaaS platform. Millions of data points are calculating in fraction of a second. And whenever something changes in the field or in the environmental, it starts pop up and giving you warning, hey, you have a high nitrogen and 20% high carbon emission. If you want the crop yield by 20%, you have to reduce by 4. There are many such recommendations and actionable insights we provide. So you can see we use high level of AI. It's like chat GPT, but for agriculture at a very dynamic level. So you can see fertilizer combination, carbon emission at a very precise location that saves your cost, increasing your yield, and also reduce the environmental impact on our planet. So you can see we provide the multiple value proposition. This is not an agri-tech company. It's focus more on the climate tech and environmental tech. We take multiple data points and giving a lot of ROI and impact and accuracies to the user from the right selections, reducing the carbon emission, increasing the yield, improving the financial scoring, so on. But we have broadly categorized of our ROI in three main categories: reducing input cost up to 40%, increasing the higher yield and healthy yield up to 22%, and improving the financial income to these corporates. Agriculture, food industry, climate, we just have one planet, we have to save it for the future. This industry is one of the biggest industry, no matter if we are in a war or pandemic, this will always grow in a positive way. In terms of the competition, only 3 companies doing this right now, the carbon management into the carbon and nutrition management. But in 3 companies, we are the first one in this space because we using our own proprietary optical spectroscopy sensors. The first one to introduce the AI agronomist, satellite integration, and the most affordable pricing, just to also impact the small to mid-scale farmer, not just the large corporate farmers. Our business model is subscription. We are not a hardware company. We don't in a software company. We simply sell the subscription, which goes for enterprises yearly agreement, usually $20,000 to $25,000 onwards. And if we talk about the unit economics, it just costs $650 per year cost for a grower. And of course, is a free for farmers because we are selling directly to the cooperatives, enterprises, and deploying these to farmers to make it more impactful for the small to mid-scale farmers. We have been operating for almost 2 years now. We have generating some good traction. We have 11 plus clients in the sales funnels, which we are planning to deploy. Over $1 million sales contracts. These are not LOI, but the contracts and the bookings already in place. We are equally a social impact company with a high deep tech product, focusing more on the sustainable consumption of food production, target the climate actions, and also make sure that everybody get the food as well. We have over 35 years of experience, 2 times 30 Forbes 30 under 30 entrepreneurs, 35 under 35 MIT entrepreneurs, and 2 successful exit over $1 million. Coming up with these 45 years of experience with a very diverse team from almost all the continents, except the Antarctica, building the sense grass with a perfect mix of technology, business, and agronomy. Our goal is to make sure that we can save our only planet available on this earth, and also make sure that we're providing the food in a more sustainable to each and every person by 2030. Thank you so much for your time, and more than happy to take your questions now.
Yeah, so Mustafa, you can start.
Yeah, thanks, Lalit, for the presentation. I have a question about you mentioned that you've been in the market for almost 2 years now. I assume 2 years operating, not pre-operation, if I'm not mistaken. And then you said you have $1 million something dollars contracts or prepaid contracts. I want to understand a bit more about that. So in the 2 years, have you sold your subscription to these corporates that you mentioned earlier, including PepsiCo and other companies? Did you really sign deals? What in what amount? Just to understand what do you mean by prepaid contracts?
Sure, Mustafa. Thank you. So I'll start with so we have 2 years since incorporation, Mustafa, and 2022 was the first year when we went into the market because it was pre-COVID. So even though we were selling into the COVID, so that's the one thing. Now coming to these contracts, so apart from these clients which we are already selling, with an average agreement value of 20,000, so our total GMV value currently is 350K. But because we have given the discount to our first and 11 clients, so total ARR is 250K USD. That's the current sales or revenue we have. Now, when we're talking about the 11 clients or the clients in the sales funnel, these are the contract which we have signed. So the one contract we have is 650K USD, which is the largest apple and walnut grower in the South Texas. And the other companies are relatively average 150K to 180K yearly contracts. So these are, just to clarify one last thing, we usually go with the 12 by 12 model, which means first we sign an agreement for 12 months. You can call it a paid pilot. And after that, after the results and, success, we can usually go for like a commercial pilot with these companies. So as of now, in our 1.5 year of operations and 2 crop season, we don't have any churn. So zero churn for now.
Okay, 2 more points, if you will. You said that you are a pure SaaS company. You talked about your software, the dashboard, and all of that. But earlier in the slide, when you were describing how the ecosystem works, part of it was the sensors, and there was a picture of some, gear and stuff. So you do recommend other sister companies to sell this to your clients, or how do you offer these sensors? Where it come from?
Yeah, that's an important question, Mustafa. So we have our own proprietary sensors. These are the world's smallest soil testing sensors for carbon and nutrition. How we do this, as I mentioned, we only sell to the corporate. So we simply have a distribution and hardware partners. So for example, in US, we have 2 hardware or distribution partners, then we have Europe, like this. So like when we sell to the direct clients, we simply sell them a subscription. Okay, let's say 20,000 yearly agreement. And how many, and the prices is completely depend on how big is your field and what kind of crop you have. So let's say if you have 100-acre, but you have a soybean crop, you just need 5 sensors, for example, and the pricing is different. But if you have 100 acres, the same area, but if you're growing let's say almonds or blueberries,
no,
you may
I
require.
understand this part. What I'm saying is, you would recommend me to use 5 sensors, but do you supply this, or I am free to get whatever type of sensors I can get from any supplier?
Yeah, so it works in 2 different ways, Mustafa. The sensor we have, these are like not normal sensor. These are nutrition NPK sensor: nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. So if you have any, there are 3 companies doing this right now. So if you have the other companies NPK sensor, that's completely fine. But even if you're not using any of sensors, including our sensor, it a very non-sensor based as well. Only the recommendation will be different than having a sensors. So the quality of recommendation will be different than.
It is we can say a complementary product. If I have it,
exactly,
it will get me better results. If not, it's fine. Okay, I get your point. Last question here about your the ask, how much money you're asking for this round, and what are you planning to do with the investment for the upcoming
round? Exactly. Mustafa, I intentionally removed that slide. Otherwise, I have an ask, funding ask and non-funding ask. So we raising our 2 million seed round. We have a seed funded company over $1 million, backed by Techstar, Sony, and Catapult kind of investor. Now in this seed round, which we're planning to close by end of 2023, 2 million seed round, which is, you can call it pre-series round. And the 3 important uses of the fund: the product development, because we already have the interest. Then the second is hiring the sales and marketing team. And the third one is the commercial deployment, which means all the bookings we have, we want to deploy it. And the KPI after the fundraising is to reach 1.2 million ARR before we going for a Series A round. Apart from the funding, just last sentence to add, we are also looking for the validation because and also mentor and advisors to join. So these people are going to help us into networking and also making a very strong product, because it's a very high-end product in terms of carbon and nutrition management. So these are funding and non-funding asks.
Amazing, thank you. That's it from my side.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hello. Hi. Thank you so much for your presentation. I wanted to know, is there some kind of training required to be able to use your platform, the software, or is it accessible to everyone?
Yeah, no. So the one of the reason is why we are selling to the enterprises is, I'll take an example of PepsiCo. So for example, PepsiCo is the largest FMCG company, right? They do a lot of potatoes production, soybean and all. So normally, if I really want to train any farmer grower on the land, we do not have the capacity to train individual farmers and growers, right? So we simply sell to the enterprises, and PepsiCo team is all over in the field, and they are the one who tell them, hey, you have to simply use and follow these instructions. Hey, reduce your nitrogen or increase your water levels, so on. And for the enterprises, yes, we do the initial development. So it's like the hardware is very DIY, do it yourself. So we simply ship it. You simply have to put into the soil. The only thing person have to do is insert a SIM card, like a mobile SIM card. So it's required, it works on 2G, 3G, 4G, and requires KBs of data. And the software is a very pretty self-explanatory in terms of usage.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Noor.
So I have multiple questions. First of all, I think there are a lot of companies that are, let's say, predicting crop yield based on the satellite imagery. Insurance companies, banks, traders, and also there is such a field called precise agriculture that also employs different kind of models and stuff like this. So if you want to have a better AI or a better machine learning model, the only way for you to do this is to have better data.
Exactly.
So, you know, because the models are pretty much developed and designed right now, there are so many libraries that are, you know, ready to use. So where do you get the data? So why your data is different from the data that other companies could afford? Because this data could only come from like tens of years of measurements. Because you cannot collect it like, you know, in 1 year, because, you know, the weather is different. It's like with weather prediction, you cannot collect it within 1 year. You have to have multiple years. So how does it work?
Yeah, sure. Thanks. And that's a good question, Vitali. So I'll tell you, before I answer how we collect and train the data model, let me quickly answer. So there are two types of company. The one is like remote sensing or precision agriculture, as you mentioned, mostly depends on the satellite imageries, public satellite imageries, and the drone imageries. The only thing you can get it is only the vegetation index, which means the health of the crop, NDVI, NDWI, which is pretty much crowded space, right? Because these imageries are very broad, these are like, 30 pixel imageries, or drone you cannot fly every time. So these are only limited to the crops, which means when the crop is already there. So that's one thing. Second thing are the companies which using any kind of hardware. So this space is a very limited space. There are not many companies there. So these are usually the weather sensors and the moisture sensors, which is usually comes up and fit above the soil. Our focus more on the soil nutrition and carbon. So we have our own proprietary soil sensors, which goes into the field, or you can also, two versions are there. The one is in the soil, and the second, that is scanner, which can fit into the tractor. And when you run a tractor, you can scan this. Now, this space, environmental, or I would say sustainability or agriculture, is a very diverse space. If I start giving recommendation only on the basis of satellite imageries or only on sensor, it's not the granular recommendation or personalized recommendation, or you cannot trust it. So what we have done is we partner with our private partners and our own data. We using 4 types of data, and all these are proprietary, not public. The first is our own soil sensors. The second, these are the hyperspectral imagery, which we are buying from Planet and similar companies. The third is the climate data. And the fourth is the input data, which you as a farmer are feeding. And now this is the one important sort of quality data which we have received. Of course, these are the data we are getting real time. And we also asking you as a user for the first time to also put your historical data. So the first crop season, the recommendation and alerts, which going to be an average, the moment you pass your first crop season, our system trained automatically and giving you a very personalized recommendation on the basis of data we capture. Now coming to the AI part, which is the most important. I would be very frank with you. The AI model is highly trained right now, but still it's only 30% of our capacity, what we can do in future. So let's assume our data scientist team sit down with the manual agronomist, and like an Excel sheet, we divided into the 100 plus silos: crop type, subcrop type, soil, subsoil, topography, location, condition, pH, moisture, all these stuff. So the moment you and me are common farmers and our farm is next to each other, conditions are same, maybe crop are same, but we are two different human beings. The way you grow crops is different than I do. It's the way you drive a car different than I do. So we have break down the AI in such a minor and granular way. So that's the reason we always call we are in a data analytic AI company rather than a climate tech or ag tech company. So I think this is, so there's a long way to go for sure. The moment we have tons of private and personalized data is important. Second, last thing to just to add and then finish it. The reason why we are selling to governments, private companies and all, the agriculture and sustainability required a private source of data. It required a proper set of infrastructure to set the sensor. Mobility have private sensors, retail have private sensor, but agriculture is one of the old school industry. So I think that's our attempt to make it like an a ecosystem to sell to the corporates, those who can afford, and it directly goes into the farmers and millions of numbers. So we can create a ecosystem so other companies can also leverage this data from the sensor. So that's a long way to go, but yeah, that's the answer.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, so everything's finished. Yes, we already actually spent 3 more minutes. So I think we have to finish your question and answer session here. All right. So thanks a lot again, Larry, for your presentation.
Thank you, everyone.
All right.
Thank
you.
Guys.
All right.
Bye.
So we are waiting for the last team, Procure from South Korea. So I think the journey is ready for now. So everything's perfect from your side. Wonderful.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so please share your screen and then stage is yours, Jayon. So please go ahead.
Yes. Hello, I'm Jayon Lee, founder of Procure Company. In this presentation, I will talk about our solution, SolveMate. Due to the pandemic, the education gap, especially in mathematics, has widened rapidly around the world. The main reason why these students have difficulty is that math is conceived as a subject that need quality teachers or personal tutors because there are so many mathematical concepts and many students don't know what they need. So this is the solution what we made, SolveMate. We are focused on generate math content by AI algorithms for each student in their own language. What is the advantage of our solutions? First, our services are available in 104 languages with about 99 translation accuracy by natural language processing method optimized for formula synthesis, tokenized machine learning. As you can see, translation is successful. Also, our services is based on text generating model, so it works even with low bandwidth. It is very important in global services. We have patents and made the generate algorithms based on elementary, middle, and high school that's textbook. Also, take machine learning to those algorithms into AI model successfully. Also, we try to modify the GPT to make it suitable for math learning and combine our SolveMate engine. Currently, we provide English and Korean language services, but we will make multi-language service step by step through test and our know-how optimized for math formulas synthesis. All about this, just you can try by entering our website and registering as a member. The market size of global education for math is about $300 billion. our first targeting market is 5% of students in Indonesia and Vietnam. In the fourth quarter of last year, we did a field test for International School of Indonesia, chose 1 classes. We have recorded and are developing our solution through feedback. Recently, for multicultural students in Korea, we educate on the theme of mathematics with parents and received a good response as well. Solvent aims to be a subscription service model. In the case of B2C, basic services are free, and we are planning a business model through partial payments. The case of B2B, through partnership, we provide services for monthly fee according to the local requirement and number of users. We are currently generating trial B2B revenue about $4,000 for months. Also, we have a plan to secure the global users, expand our service to add SAT and engineering types. Solvent is a SaaS-based cloud service. Anyone with a smart device can use the device anytime and anywhere. And developing an AI math tutor using our Solvent Math Engine API. This is founder Jae-yoon Lee's resume. I was former regional researcher in Korea. My research field was mathematics for gifted children and students. More than half of our team has degrees related to mathematics. Thank you for listening patiently. It is my first time to start global business. Your advice is very important for me. I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Jae-yoon. Okay, maybe we can start with the Vitaly or Noor, or I just like to give a same equal opportunity for the judges for your time. So previously Mustafa usually started, or maybe we can change it. All right, great, thanks a lot. Okay, Noor, you can start.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you.
I don't know if I missed this part, but have you identified any competitors and how are you going to differentiate yourself from them?
Other competitor is based on image model or image matching service and the search service or something about that. But our service is generating model and text-based model. It is very important because, as I told about that, our service works even with very low bandwidth. It is very important because internet infrastructure is very even. Internet infrastructure is very low. Our service is working.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
So when I was a kid, I was doing math. I don't remember that I had any problems with, having the exercises. Like I had like a book this thick with exercises.
Yes.
You do not need to generate them. They are already generated by teachers for years and years and years.
That's right.
So
that's the point.
Yeah, what exactly like, I remember when I was a kid, I would do nothing on the math if there is no teacher in the room. Like, if there is no teacher in the room, I'm not going to do any math by myself.
Yes.
So what exactly your project is doing? So are you generating these math problems, or are you helping like to generate explanations for the solutions? Or I don't quite get it. I'm very sorry.
First of all, we already made it and we combined it. That's a very good question. We already combined it. Last year we made our solvability engine generating AI algorithm for math problems and solutions or something based on math textbook level. In this year, GPT is GPT. We know that we combined this very powerful, and we finally made the AI tutor. We can do it. Wow! So we try and successfully. As you can see.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mustafa, do you have any question?
I'm good, thank you. All good.
Very good. All right, great. So thanks a lot, Jayan, for your presentation. Also, yeah, we finished it with all the 4 teams of presentations. Also, so all these 4 teams have presented their unique, business models and solutions in different industry vertical, education, agriculture, like the recycling, and also the medtech and everything. So now it's time for our judges to have a separate discussion to be connected to another call as leaving this area, so that they can have the final decision on who will be the winner of this session and the second place. And then you guys can come back after your discussion. So I will give a little bit of time. So as soon as you finish your the decision, and just let me know, and then one of you guys have the announcements. So I'm going to open that call link here now, just a moment. Sorry, oh my God. Here we go. Yep. Okay. All right, so Newark just joined, and Vitaly, and then Mustafa. We are waiting for Mustafa. Here we go. All right. So you guys can have your own discussion time here. Right. So while our judges are making their decision, I'd like to have some questions to our founders today. So you guys can open your camera, and then we have a little bit of chat over your business model and some of the questions that might be raised from the audience.
Do we stay on the Zoom call, or we just leave?
Oh, no, Mustafa, you have to leave here, and then you have to move to another call. So you can just turn off here. All right. Okay, great. All right. Okay, doc. I'm not sure if we have any question from the audience. If there's any question, Julian, perhaps you can let me know. So maybe we can have a little bit of questions that also I might have. For example, okay, firstly, But what if, you guys are also doing really great job in terms of, recycling business in Africa. So basically, recycling is just one of the important elements in our recycling industry. But I also was wondering, even if you sort out, all different materials and a really recycled material, and perhaps there must be some kind of next process, making this collected material into the really recycled material, right? So even if you succeed in the sorting out all the different material and collect them and move somewhere, there must be another process of making, turning this collected material into really recyclable material. So are you planning to extend your business model to that area, or is there any still big problems with that? We also have to solve this problem as well. So I just wonder how the whole this process, working in this your region.
Yeah, Josh, thanks for the question. And it's amazing when if I tell you that as of today, we're able to meet less than 1% of local requirements for these materials, which means that where the actual problem is having, an infrastructure and the process and the technology system that allows for recovery of this item from source. I've not talked about international requests. So, and one of the core, base of our model is that we are structured to be extremely asset light, which means that we provide the end-to-end system for this system to flow, because it's just a value chain process, right? We have the off-takers that need these items for the production of what they do as raw materials, and we have users, producers who produce this on a day in, day out. So if there is a very structured system that ensures that everybody along the value chain knows that what I'm producing is value and is needed by someone else. So basically that's what we've been able to create. From you who produces waste day out, or is a mom and pop shop or a big enterprise, to somebody who is running, collecting this recyclable as a business. Because what we've been able to do is develop a technology that allows you to, today you can decide to say, okay, I want to start up my own collection business tomorrow. It's just a plug and play system, right? And then we connect it to logistics, and then finally to the person who uses those items as own raw material. So it's an end-to-end system that has, a finance system infused also in between, just to ensure that everything, is in sync properly.
All right, great. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, so I'm really interested in how that industry has been evolved. Okay, so let's move to some other questions to all other founders as well here. And so Jen also mentioned about, the ChatGPT. I think the ChatGPT has a really great impact, especially in the educational, but also sort of communication area. So obviously ChatGPT can give a really big impact in the mass education, whatever, but also in terms of communication area, also it can be a big impact. So Hugo, do you see any kind of future potential impact of ChatGPT in your industry, or do you have any ideas on how to integrate the ChatGPT technology with your service so that you can actually have a more improved the service or whatever?
Yeah.
Yes, I personally, I just wanted to, So yes, I wanted to ask in that question to Hugo, and then maybe we can move on to the Giant for the additional inputs about the ChatGPT in the mass education area, right? Yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you. Well, yeah, actually, some of our competitors are actually doing that. We are analyzing because sometimes we expect to wait a little bit how a technology evolves in order to see if it's enough sure to use for users for a term in terms of privacy. I mean, ChatGPT, it's amazing. It's like a hype, but it's still very novel, and we still have some concerns in terms of privacy and that kind of things. So of course we consider that LLMs, that actually it's the big category in which ChatGPT is. There are plenty of other options that are actually very good. ChatGPT is like the most famous or popular, and actually is very good too. But we are still analyzing how to properly involve with this kind of technologies in order to not violate any kind of privacy concern, because that's truly important for us. So yes, it's in our plans. Actually, it's extremely useful, and we hope to be doing that soon.
sorry. Okay, right. All right. So yeah, I mean, that's regarding ChatGPT again. So the Jenny also raised the. So actually, Hugo raised the concern about the privacy. Of course, there are a lot of also, dark side of the new technologies, but obviously, actually, the edutech from edutech perspective, you must be also very much thrilled with the use of this, tool to really improve it, like, education. So if you have any implications about using ChatGPT in the mass education, tell me a little bit more about it. Also, you plan to how to use this in the new technology on your business area. If you have any.
Okay, thank you, George.
Yeah, if you have anything to mention. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, George. That's a good question. In EdTech, ChatGPT is very powerful, such as asking what kind of problems, generating the solution or answers can be possible to show. But as you told about the dark side of ChatGPT is also, we already know that. So we very carefully and patiently we step by step we made and we combined and we already made our solution. We combined and so we will be develop more and more. Thank you for your
Yeah. Well, I guess some of my friends actually already use the ChatGPT to educate their son or their children for mass education. So I was really curious on how to really maximize the effect of this tool to education, and also mitigating any risk in terms of privacy or other stuff. So yeah, actually our judges came back. So yeah, Lali, so there were actually some questions from my side, but yeah, I have to skip this. But actually, you got actually longest Q&A session, so perhaps you already answered a lot of questions here. All right, so okay, so Mustafa, Vitaly, and well, thanks a lot. Thanks so much to you guys for your really heavy duties here. Actually, I saw the score of all these 4 teams. Perhaps it's quite challenging for you guys to actually choose one team as a winner because all 4 teams are really great. So so please announce the second place and the winner. So who will be announcing? So Noor or lady first? Okay, great, excellent. Okay, so please do so.
So first of all, congrats to all for the very great pitches. It was very hard to choose. But now for the second place, we have Talov. So congrats, Talov. And congrats, Hugo. Yes. And the first place, we have Sansgrass. So congratulations, Lali. Very good job. Yes.
So thank you very much. So, but also so also, is there anyone from the judges who want to add some more comments, like Mustafa or Vitaly, or if you want to add more comments?
No, just quickly, I want to say congratulations, you all, and as Josh said, it was like a very close competition. So whoever got the first prize or the next, places, just congratulations to you. You did well, and keep up the good work. You have, I'm speaking for myself and also the judges. You have probably you can get our LinkedIn accounts from Josh later if you need any help. We'll be very happy to support. Thank you.
All right, great, wonderful. Thanks a lot, Mustafa. Vitaly, also you wanna,
Again, congratulations to all of the participants. Very good presentations, very good business, very good AI use cases. Just go on.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's just really exciting because we've got the 14s from all different continents, like Latin America, like Asia, and also Africa, and also judges from Europe. So yeah, I mean, this is a really good mixture of the diversity here. So thanks a lot to everybody for your really great presentations, great questions, and so really harmony, and then all the co-work here. So Larit, also congratulations again. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you in person in Geneva in July. It's awesome. And also Hugo, yeah. So we will let you know. And after the second session for the chance, but for the other two teams, definitely you are free to come to Geneva, and then so that this summit is really great. You will have also a lot of opportunity access to, and also connection with a lot of really your potential business partners, and also you're an expert and AI expert as well. All right, so yeah, let me finish here, and then good luck to all you guys, and thanks a lot again, and then see you next time. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Thank you for participating in today's AI for Good session. We hope you've learned something new, innovative, and engaging in today's event. We now encourage you to continue the conversation on the live video wall in the neural network. Here you can ask questions, like and comment, share links, complete the poll, connect with interesting profiles, or speak one-on-one using the chat and video function. We invite you to explore the lobby, try the smart matching quiz, visit the virtual exhibits, poster boards, the eShop, and build your personalized AI for Good program. Let's shape the future of AI for Good.
AI is a powerful tool.
This summit can help ensure that artificial intelligence charts a course that benefits humanity and bolsters our shared values.